right, it's the Final Shot Podcast. The Final Shot Podcast today is brought to you by Box Runner Shoes. They're the best boxing shoes in the business, in my opinion. They're lightweight, durable, and they have the best ankle support. You can find them at Box Runner Shoes on Instagram or www.boxrunnershoes.com. Like always, we're brought to you by Monster Headphones, and I think they're the best headphones in the business too. I don't know if Brian got himself a pair of Monster headphones yet, but they're the best. Check them out. It's monsterstore.com. And we've got the Tick on the podcast today, Bryan Colwell. He's fresh back from Montreal. He got booted off Team Canada, unfortunately, so we're going to talk to him about that.
Yeah. Good to be back.
So,
yeah, glad to be back on the West Coast, that's for sure. Weather's better.
Right?
Yeah.
So
people
much
are
better.
nicer.
Yeah, the people. Like, tell me about the French people real quick.
Yeah. Are you rolling into enemy territory here, like today or tomorrow?
Yeah, I am tomorrow.
Tomorrow you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to know about the French people?
Well, were they nice to you?
Yes and no. I mean, like, obviously, I get the team and everything, like, because when we were in Montreal, we didn't really go out and do much. So, I mean, the team and all the people that we worked with were great, but I mean, the annoying thing about the French is, like, when you go out, they always tell you, like, oh, like, try to speak the language at least, right? Like, people will really appreciate it and, like, you know, and they'll help you out. No, they don't. You are much better off just to go out and speak English and have them hate you for that than, like, the laser beam eyes you get for trying to, you know, have the audacity of speaking the French language and screw it up. You are 100% better off just to be English and own it. Everybody in Montreal speaks English anyway.
See, I feel that if you tried and failed, it's probably worse than actually just speaking English.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is there's this myth that they tell you, like, oh yeah, they'll appreciate it. Like, just try to stumble through a little bit, or at least, like, you know, tell them that you can't speak French. Like, no, you're better off just speak English. Like, yeah, they're gonna hate you no matter what, but at least that it's like, you know, you already know what you're in for.
Yeah,
and in my opinion, it's the less glaring and vicious of the two hatreds that the French will throw your way.
So if people are tuning in to the Final Shot podcast, they never listened to the Spice of Life podcast, but now they're listening to this one. Bryan Colwell is a two-time national amateur boxing champion. He was on Team Canada for how long, Brian? A year?
Yeah, won nationals twice. I was centralized with the Team Canada program in Montreal for a year.
So, what does that mean now for you? Because I know you had Olympic dreams, right?
Yeah.
So what does it mean now that you're not on the team? Can you still get back on the team, or could you get to the Olympics a different way?
Yeah. So the way it works is, like, I'm still technically on Team Canada. I still hold the 91 heavyweight slot. It's just the way it works with carding and money and everything with the boxing team is there's 10 male weight classes and only 6 athletes get carded. Oh. What carded means is that you get the $1,500 a month stipend, or whatever you want to call it. Now, what Boxing Canada changed last year was they made it, in order to receive carded athlete status, you have to centralize in Montreal at the training facility there.
Okay.
So that's the thing. And out of the 10 weight classes, they're going to they've said, and they say it straight in the athlete agreement, they're going to prioritize the centralized athletes. They're going to get the most tournaments, they're going to get the most fights, they're going to get the highest level of training, and et cetera.
Okay.
So, for me, it just means that I'm still on Team Canada. Everything's still the same. I might get some call-outs for tournaments and stuff like that. It's just going to be less now, and I'll just have to do a lot more work on my own. But it's not a bad year to be, you know, kicked off Team Canada, because this year nationals are actually in my hometown of Victoria, so it's not a bad year to be training here on the island.
So you could still go to nationals for the 91 kilogram class?
Yeah, I'm still the Canadian heavyweight champion.
Okay.
So still the 2 times, still all the way until next year. So could go next year, win it, try and get some international competition down in the States this year, get some points. And who knows, maybe next year, being 3-time champion and stuff like that, maybe I'll get awarded carded athlete status next year.
Okay, so please don't tell me that Wyatt got carded.
Yes, he did.
Fuck's sakes.
Yep, the Muppet got carded. It was pretty heartbreaking.
Now, I talked to another kid that's on that team, Thomas.
Yep, Blumenfeld, yep.
Nice kid. Fucking hates Wyatt.
He's an interesting one, but he's in the same. Him and the Muppet are in the same weight class. They both fight at 141.
So did Thomas get carded too?
Yeah, he has the development carding,
Oh, he's a young kid, right?
Yeah, he's 20 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, he was because there's like, I believe there's 5 cards, and then there's one, like, for the 6, 5 of them are made up, or 5 of them are like regular carding, and one is the development carding.
Okay.
And yeah, Thomas was given the development carding this year and last year.
Well, good for him. I don't like Wyatt. I don't like that Wyatt got carded. I think I'm gonna sabotage him somehow.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's just the Muppet, right? Like, it's not, like, he's a nice enough kid and everything. It's just really hard to wish good things for him.
His
kind of always hoping bad things for him.
You guys need to keep the auxiliary cord away from him. His choice in music is terrible.
Well, it's not my problem anymore. Now it's just it's all on Alexi now. He's the one who drives him everywhere still. So.
Okay, so when you first came back, I seen you were in Vancouver for a little bit.
Yep, went and visited the girlfriend's family. They had a wedding over there and everything, so I got to skip the wedding and just hang out with the family. So
Nice.
that's all it.
And then now you're back in Victoria itself.
Yep, back here. Just end of the day, I had 2 interviews today. Got a 3rd one later, and just trying to get jobs, get back to training, and link up with my old coach and start getting everything set up again.
So will you be
Get
going
back in the ring as soon as possible?
Will you be going back to Stan then?
With Stan and Jay, no. I'll probably be one of the guys that are like working with from BC, a guy named Justin Donnelly from 5 Star. He's opening a gym up in Nanaimo, so I might be pulling a Braidwood and driving to and from Nanaimo every day.
Well, shout out to Justin Donnelly because he hit me up for a Bad Guy boxing hat, so he's got that now, black and gold. So good for him.
Oh, see, he's a good dude. He knows what's up.
Yeah. So, would you ever make the trip up to Parksville with Braidwood to go see Rich?
Oh, of course. I just got to wait and see what happens after Braidwood destroys Keene this weekend.
Okay.
Because he might he's living up there right now, and like it would make sense for him to stay up there, right? So
Yes.
He might not be coming back to Victoria. I might have to make the trip just to visit him and Rich a couple times a week.
I would prefer it if he actually just stayed there.
Yeah, it's what's best for him,
Yes.
especially with like after smashing Keene, the fights that are going to be next for him. He needs to be there with Rich every day, and Rich gives him structure and is a good babysitter for him. So we can't always neglect that.
Yeah, he listens to Rich, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So speaking about Simon Keene, before you left, you actually got in the ring with him.
Yeah, they pulled a fast one on me. My last few sparring sessions before that were with Alida Alvarez as he gets ready for Kovalev. And then I came in, and that's how I thought I was sparring. And then the high-performance director just looks over at me. He's like, "Oh, your opponent's in the ring." And obviously it wasn't Lita, right? And I was like, "Oh, who's that? I don't recognize him." And then the friggin' French Muppet that he is turned around and I started shadowboxing. And I was just like, "Oh, my God, no way."
Okay.
So, yeah, I got to mix it up with him. And I have a $20 bet with the high-performance director that, like, Braidwood's going to knock Keene out. So, of course, that got brought up in a super awkward way and everything. But
Yeah.
did 4 rounds with him. And all it did was reinforce the fact that Braidwood's going to beat the shit out of Simon.
Okay. Did Simon hit you?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
In 4 rounds, he really only he trapped me in the corner one time, and he hit me with like I was moving my head the whole time, but I was off balance because the first one he caught me with was flush. Didn't hurt or anything like that, but knocked me off balance. He ended up catching me with about an 8-punch combo and 4 right hands in the corner. And I mean, considering he's got 60 pounds on me, that should be a really bad time for me, and it really wasn't that big of a deal.
Now, how hard was the sparring?
Sparring was a lot easier than I thought it would be, especially with as close to fight camp as he was and everything like that. And he was only doing 8 rounds.
Yeah.
It was, especially considering, like, I know how terrifying it is to be there and with Braidwood. And I mean, both of them have 40 or 50 pounds on me. Anybody that's 40 or 50 pounds heavier than you should be pretty terrifying to spar with, just because I get the power and size difference. But with Simon, it was just like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, it was way more comfortable than I thought it was gonna be, especially after fucking the high performance director threw me under the bus and told him that I was like a friggin' boogeyman guy and Braidwood's my buddy and everything. I expected it to be like to go in there. I expected him to try and rip my head off, and like he did, but it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, I don't see Simon as a super hard puncher.
No, he's like, that's the thing is, like, nothing he hit me with, like, it hurt. Like, don't get me wrong, he is 250 or 60 pounds, and he is fast. He's definitely got some speed. But I mean, I haven't sparred with Braidwood in 14 months, 15 months.
Yeah.
And Braidwood hit harder then than Simon Keane does now, and I know Braidwood's only gotten better.
Yeah. There's a big difference in the power. Like, I've been in there with Braidwood when he first started going to Zoom, and he hit hard then.
Yeah, and I mean, like, and I don't know if you guys watch his media workout or whatever, but he's way more fluid in everything that he's doing, and it's just, yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I know we knock Simon Keane a lot on this show, and like because he's a French bitch, but he's Olympian for a reason, and he's got the pedigree and resume he does for a reason. Like, there are things that Simon does well. He's not a terrible boxer.
No.
But the things that he doesn't do well, and things like he moves in straight lines forward and backwards. He moves very quickly in those, especially when he hits that double jab cross when he's attacking. It's super fast, but it's a straight line.
Yeah.
And moving backwards, he goes straight backwards, and he pulls his chin up in the air, and he does not like getting hit. And none of those things are going to work well against Braidwood. Okay. Simon likes to work off his jab. There's no way Braidwood's going to let him establish his jab. Simon likes to, like, kind of leap in with that straight right. Braidwood's just going to bomb left hooks to the body until, like, his hands come down, and he's going to go over top. I mean, it's just, ugh.
Well, I do have spies that are in Quebec, and my spies told me that there's a possibility that you might have hurt Simon a couple times in those rounds.
Yeah, like, I definitely wobbled him. The other thing is, like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal until I went over to my corner, and both my cornerman and my team captain, Dave O'Reilly, they both were like, okay, like, next time when you wobble him like that, like, he was hurt bad, like, you got to jump on him, you got to build that instinct.
Yeah.
And then I did it again in the next round, and same thing. It's like, I didn't think, like, I saw him stumble, but I thought it was just because, like, I don't know, I guess I did hit him pretty hard, but yeah.
I don't see the fight this weekend going that well for Simon, so.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be a short fight. Like, even though I know Braidwood's because Simon's going to be on his bike for the first 5-6 rounds.
Yeah,
he's going to be working off his jab, and like I hope Braidwood can be patient. I mean, we all know he's a bit of a hooligan. As long as he can be patient and wait, he'll catch Simon on the ropes, and he'll catch him flat-footed, and it's not going to be a good time.
Well, when I watch Simon fight, I don't see a real agile guy. I don't see a guy with great footwork. I see a guy that can go in and out in a straight line well. I see a guy that he has a good jab. He definitely telegraphs his right hand a lot, and he sticks his chin up in the air, and when he gets hit, he pouts like a little girl. So I don't see it going well for him.
No, I mean, styles make fights. That's a friggin'. I was listening to episode 164 today, trying to get caught up, and Luke's droning on and on about his infinite knowledge about fighting. But one thing that he does bring up that's somewhat correct is styles make fights.
Yes. And
unfortunately for Simon Keane, Braidwood is the exact style that you do not want for someone with your skill set.
Yeah, he's
not
good.
That there's anybody who wants Braidwood coming after them, but like when the glaring weaknesses in your game are moving straight backwards with your chin in the air, you don't want someone who's going to break you down with power.
No, the thing that I think Simon has it in his head that Braidwood's not going to hit him, but Adam's going to hit him, and it's going to suck.
I agree.
It's going to suck.
Based on like when I was talking to him after, like he's very convinced that Adam is still the same untalented and unskilled boxer. Extremely talented but unskilled boxer that he was when he fought Martel.
Yes.
And it's like it's not even the same guy, right? So I can attest to that because I was there for Braidwood, like pre-Rich when he fought Martel, and post-Rich when like friggin' Braidwood separated by rib.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's a giant difference in Adam and Simon. Adam, in my opinion, is a 1% athlete. He's a guy that played college ball. He went to the CFL in the first round draft, and if it had been a different draft year, he would have went to the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
Super athletic guy that's transitioned over into boxing. his first few fights, like he said many times, he ran stairs and hit a heavy bag. And
Yep.
now he's got a real blue chip coach in Rich Lestage, who, in my opinion, is one of the best kept secrets in boxing.
Especially on the West Coast.
Yeah.
He's like, he's the diamond in the rough for sure.
Yeah. He's super smart. He's got a brain on his shoulders, and he studies. He's one of the best, hands down.
Yep. Like I've always been a fan of just listening to him talk.
Yeah,
because it was like when you sit with him in, like, especially at amateur events. Like the first time I ever met Rich was at one of Stan's Summer Slugfest, and it's you realize how much you don't know about boxing, or like how many perspectives you haven't considered when somebody like that starts breaking stuff down.
Yeah, like my first conversation with Rich Lestage was about the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight.
Oh yeah, no, that was you guys did that on the podcast, didn't you?
Yeah, we did it on the podcast. We also did it in private after one of Adam's fights in Edmonton. And he's smart, man. Like the way he breaks things down, he can find little holes and stuff that to take advantage of. It's very interesting.
I agree, and he and Adam have like a good bond, right? Like they understand each other's role very well.
Hey, let's get back to you a little bit.
Great coach and a great athlete are two things, but they got to be able to sync up, and those two definitely have.
Well, let's get back to you a little bit, because being a part of Team Canada is a big deal. Like even to be selected to go there is a big deal.
All right, I'm just waiting for you to make fun of me. So
I'm literally not going to make fun of you right now.
Oh, okay.
So to be let go and not carded, where does that sit with you mentally?
It sucks out loud. It's been really rough. The reason I'm okay with it now is because this has been dragging out for like 7 or 8 weeks now. Like, I mean, they've been dangling this carrot in front of my face. They might be able to find me some funding here. They might be able to get me like carded in this other way, this way. I mean, I've been paid in 4 months. There's a reason why I had to come home to Victoria. Is like just because like I couldn't run the risk. Like I couldn't keep hoping and wishing for this maybe funding. I had to come home because I got to get a job and I got to start putting dollars in the bank account.
Yeah. So
it was really rough, especially when it first started. But I mean, like at the end of the day, it's just a setback, like, you know, and it is what it is. So it's not that big a deal, especially with Nationals being in Victoria this year and being on Super Channel and like it being like a pretty big event. There's no reason that I shouldn't be able to get funding here. Like, you know, find 3 or 4 sponsors and then, you know, get back to Montreal on my own dime, like, you know.
Now, I did hear rumblings of retirement.
Oh, yeah. We got to keep them guessing.
that was
like,
never
serious.
serious.
Anybody even remotely close to me knows that like there's 0 chance of me hanging them up now.
Okay.
I got lots of time left. I got lots of stuff to do left. I mean, like...
I was actually hoping to hear you were going to go pro.
That's another thing to consider. Like, you know, see how big thing is see how this Braidwood fight goes. See what that does for the BC boxing team. See how Nationals goes this year. But it's something that I'm kind of leaning more towards now. Is win Nationals one more time and then turn pro before Tokyo 2020. And you know, I mean, I know there's good promotions out in Edmonton and Calgary, as well as, you know, depending on his success down here, there's always that what's the one that Terry Strawston runs? Gloved Up Promotions is out here. You know, get a couple of shows with them or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, think about boxing. There's still options.
So there's a question then, because I think that amateur boxing and professional boxing are 2 different sports. How long do you think it would take for you to transition over to the pro style?
Not too long, because with training in Montreal at that level and everything, a lot of the pros, like every pro that I was working with, I was doing 4 or 5 rounds with.
Okay.
So I'm already used to going to that speed. And I mean, the first few pro fights you take are only going to be 4-rounders anyway.
Yes.
Until you've got 4 or 5 fights, you know what I mean? You're not going to be fighting more than 4 or 5 times in like a year. So you've got a year to make that transition before you even start going up in rounds. And and the first few fights in Canada are going to be against absolute cans and plugs. So
you're probably going to fight a Mexican.
Yeah, like that's the thing. So like until you get up to 11, 12, 13 fights in the pro, then even then they're going to start to pick and choose, who you fight, or you're going to get flown in to lose.
Yeah, that's the other thing is to find fights. Sometimes you got to take those fights where you got to wreck the day for everybody,
Yep.
which is
I
fun.
mean, that's fun. I've done that a few times in my amateur career, to say the least. I'm always a big fan of going to, especially from being from Victoria. I've always been a big fan of going to somebody else's house and ruining their day from all their friends and family.
Did you listen to the podcast with Cam Awesome?
I did listen to a podcast with Cam Awesome.
He did say that you don't want none.
He did say that, and he brought it up. I can't remember. It was who he brought up. It was something to do with domestic abuse or something like that, and he was going to beat my ass. But it was funny. So classic Cam. But he's not boxing anymore, so I think that kind of says everything right there.
He's done. I think he's had a lot of fights. That guy.
Yeah, and I mean, and also with like when you listen to the podcast with the stuff that he's doing now,
Yeah.
you gotta want it, especially with the level that he's at, that I'm at right now, being at the national level. Like you have to want it really bad, train at the level we do, and not get paid to fight. So if you're not 100% into it, living for it, then
Yeah, that's the
you end up like Cam Awesome, and you're gonna be a comedian when you should be boxing.
That's the hard part with amateur boxing is guys that like Cam that have had 400 or 500 fights. They've literally made no money from the actual fight itself.
Yeah. Like, he is like he has been with Boxing USA and everything. And I mean, they do have a good amateur program with stuff for you to do, and ways for you to get sponsorships and everything like that. Like it is an American amateur sports system, but same time, nothing compared to the pros.
No, not even close. Now, in Montreal where you were training, did we get some footwork drills in?
Got a few. The big thing was honestly just training with higher level, training with the 91 plus guy, Alexi Barriere, and the light heavyweight champion, Dave O'Reilly. It was just training with those guys every day because their footwork was so much better than mine. I just had to adapt. Didn't matter if we were sparring, if we were doing drills, what we were doing. In order to keep up with them and train at their level, I just had to adapt and get better. Still one of the biggest things I'm working on, though, that's for sure. Getting the speed underneath me.
What boxing boots are you wearing? Are you wearing the Rivals still?
Those are done. I'm wearing Adidas right now.
Okay, you're in the Adidas, the Boss Hogs or whatever the fuck they are.
I'm not sure actually what they are. They're the ones they're like a sock. Like they're super lightweight and they're stretchy and they fit really comfortably to my foot.
That was going to be the next thing I was going to tell you is change your shoes.
All right. That's the thing is, I go where the. I mean, I've seen Ryan use them. I've seen you using them. So I'll see if my guys down here can get a pair in and try them out, see how they go.
Well, the Adidas are good because they're light. The reason I would tell you to change the Rivals is I think they're a good gym boot. Where they're.
I was not happy with my Rivals, honestly. I did not enjoy that boot from start to finish, and it really didn't last as long as I was hoping it would.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
That's what I found. They're very heavy. I switched over from the Rivals to the Hyper KOs, and I really like them. And then I got the Box Runners, and they're my favorite so far. They have a lot of ankle support, which I like.
Yeah. Well, I haven't tried my pair yet myself, but I will.
It's all personal preference, so it's all in. I know a lot of guys that use those Adidas boots, and they swear by them.
Yeah, I really like them because they fit so tight to my foot.
Are you crying right now? What's happening?
Sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry, just talking to my buddy here. I'm just leaving.
Oh, I thought you were crying.
No, I'm not crying. Not yet. Not right now. It's what was it? Tuesday day? Wednesday's cry day.
Wednesday's the cry day. Is that the day you just you sleep in a little bit and then cry in the pillow and then leave?
I don't sleep in, but yeah, I cry into the pillow before I leave.
So where are you living then? Are you living with your girlfriend?
Yep. Just here in Victoria, and then just looking at she heads off to San Jose in October, and when she does, she's going there for chiropractic school, so I'll probably move back in with my strength and conditioning coach, Dustin Mans.
Okay. So she's gone to San Jose for how long?
I think the chiropractic program is like 3.5 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long one.
So I guess she put up with you going to Montreal for a year, so you're gonna have to put up with her going to San Jose.
Well, to be fair, I was supposed to be in Montreal when she went to San Jose, so it's just a little switch up and nothing major.
That's true. So it's not a bad thing, I guess. Good for her. She's gonna go do something. She's working at the bar right now, right? What is it? It's fucking.
Yeah, she's bartending at upstairs, one of the one spots in Vic.
It's fucking busy in there.
Yep, she's making money, so she's happy, I suppose.
She's paying the rent.
Yep, that's all that matters.
You got a sugar mama.
Yep, she's hot too.
Are you happy with that?
It's not like the thing I'm most stoked about in my life, but I wouldn't say it's not cool.
It's got to be a little bit fun.
Exactly. Like, it's not like a situation I'm hoping lasts forever, but for right now, it's pretty okay.
It's working.
Yeah.
So this weekend is Braidwood Keene. You're watching it, obviously.
Oh, yeah, that's this weekend. Yep, Braidwood Keene this weekend. Yeah, I'll be watching either on your stream or one of the ones that you guys all post and put up.
I'm not allowed to stream this one.
Oh, right, because you guys are going to be ringside. So, well, you guys will put up links to watch it. Is it a pay-per-view or is it on French TV?
It's a pay-per-view and it's fucking expensive.
How much?
$59.99.
$59.99 for Keene and Braidwood.
Yep.
Well, looks like I'm going to have to round up some people.
That would be the best bet because it's only going to be on the computer too. It's on punchandgrace.com.
No way. It's only on the computer. No, it won't be on the Cody box.
Nope, it's not.
It's only on punchandgrace.com. It's on one website, and it's $59.99. Yeah. Okay, well, that's just the way it goes, unfortunately.
It is not cheap. It's actually more money than the David Lemieux fight that they streamed on Amazon Indigo. That one was $54.99.
Yeah, but to be fair, this one, they'll probably get more of a draw from this one. I don't think anybody really cared about the Lemieux fight. There's a lot of people, even just in Canada, that care a lot about this fight.
I like David Lemieux. I'm a fan.
Yeah. That's what one of the guys here said. He's like, I don't even watch boxing. He's like, and just from being from Victoria and knowing Braidwood, he's like, I'm fired up for this fight.
Who said that?
One of the guys, one of the employees here at the shop.
Oh, yeah. You have to watch it. If you don't watch it and you're from Victoria, I can't be friends with you anymore.
No, you just don't support the boogeyman, and we're just not down with that.
No, you have to. But yeah, the best bet is going to be round up 10 people and everybody throw in $5 or whatever it's going to be and pay for that bitch.
Exactly.
Because it's not going to be cheap. So right now, You're chilling at a marijuana dispensary.
Well, I'm just leaving and going to a lunch date, but yeah.
Going to a lunch date?
Yeah.
With your girlfriend?
One of my old friends here, with a trainer here in Victoria to look at maybe getting in at one of the gyms here and teaching some boxing.
Oh, actually, like training people?
Yeah.
What gym is that?
The one I'm looking for right now is Studio 4.
Oh, okay, Studio 4.
Actually, he's going to ninja Braidwood's old job.
Oh, sick. So is Braidwood...
Since he's going to retire and move up island, then I'm going to take back over. Because originally I had the spot first, and then when I went to Montreal, Braidwood took it over, and then I'm going to take it back, so to speak.
So you'll be in there with Bailey the Badass then?
Yep.
She's funny.
She's great.
I get a kick out of her. She's awesome. But hopefully you can get that job back. That's a good job.
Yeah, I'd love to teach boxing.
I would love to just be able to tell people that my friend Brian works at a pot dispensary.
It's really not that big of a deal when you're in Victoria.
Not really. Now, here's a question then. Do you use marijuana?
Nope.
No? Do you use
CBD? Because Braidwood and Ryan Ford have turned me on to it.
That was going to be my next question. Do you use CBD? Because I'm an advocate for CBD. I use it a lot.
Yeah, I think CBD is awesome. I don't like painkillers. I don't think they do your bloodstream.
What did you just say?
So I don't like painkillers. I don't like opiates and what they do to your bloodstream and everything like that. I'd rather use CBD on like my aches and pains and pop a Tylenol.
So what CBD are you using? Are you using like a Buddha stick that I have? Are you using the Smile spray from Buds and Leaves, or are you using like capsules?
I just use 30 milligram capsules.
Okay.
Just one thing. Usually I just go into whatever's cheapest on whatever dispensary I go to.
You're a cheap fucker.
Haven't been paid in 4 months, brother.
You're funny, Brian.
Right now, I'm cheap as shit.
Like, are you walking through a tunnel right now?
Pardon?
Are you walking through a tunnel right now?
I guess so. There's lots of concrete around me.
Oh, okay. That's why it got echoey a little bit. I was like, oh, you must be walking through a tunnel.
It was downtown Victoria.
Nice. So the CBD capsules, you like those? Do you take them before bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if like a really hard sparring session, I might take them like a little bit before or right afterwards if I know that. For example, like once a week when we were back in Montreal with our Cuban coach, we used to do like inside body work. So I mean, we were working with big, heavy guys like that and drilling hard. I take it on those days.
Okay. Do you feel that it takes the inflammation down and relieves pain and all that?
Yeah, like it's much more like the thing with CBD is it's much more of a background. Like it's like you don't notice. You don't notice the pain and everything like that. It's like I don't know. I'm a big believer. Like I've noticed the difference when I'm on it, when I'm off of it. And the big thing that I like is just waking up first thing in the morning. Especially with like hard sprints and stuff like that. You know, you wake up, your hamstrings are all tight and everything like that. I just find it's just easier to get up and go first thing in the morning.
So
like it's not so much as like a painkiller, but more as just like as swelling and like just painful sore muscles to just soothe them.
So I've told a lot of people about CBD, and they go out and they get it, and they take it, and then the next day they come back to me and they say, "Oh, it didn't do anything." Well, no shit. Well, it's a CBD isn't like a fucking Advil or a Tylenol or a Percocet. It has to build up
opioid.
in your,
It's not affecting your brain.
No, it has to build up in your system.
Yeah.
And that after a couple of weeks, you notice that stuff doesn't hurt like it used to hurt, and whatever like that. Like it's not like you're gonna bruise your hand and it's gonna hurt for 2 days, and then you're gonna take some CBD and it's gonna magically disappear. It doesn't work like that.
No, it's just an aid, right? The same as like most, you know, when they tell you to drink like ginger and stuff like that, or you know, you take lemon in your water or whatever. Like none of those things on their own are going to you know, turn your whole health around. But we start doing all of these small little things that all add up, lead to a healthier lifestyle, right?
Correct.
CBD is just another component of that, just more with the recovery and like muscle problems and like diet help and everything.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Do you follow a specific diet, or do you just eat whatever you want?
It's kind of specific. I mean, like I kind of dig the whole paleo diet style, as long as you like don't follow the ideology behind it.
Yeah.
Because like I like the idea of like eat like a caveman. Only when you say that, you have to make sure to be like what we think cavemen ate. Because back in the day, cavemen literally ate whatever they get their hands on. Part of how we developed the diet that we have. The same, like I try to stay away from carbs, veggies, and like simple meats, chicken and fish. When I eat like that, hate to steal friggin' Luke's line, but I just feel good. I just feel better when I eat healthy.
At least you didn't
stay away
tell
from
me
sugar, stay away from carbs.
Yeah, sugar's bad.
Stay away from dairy. Dairy is actually one that I found makes the biggest difference.
Dairy gets me bloated bad.
Yeah, I find like, especially now that I don't use it very often, so I have an immediate reaction for like 2-3 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not like, again, it's just like you just feel like a little heavy, a little bloated and stuff like that. It's not like it ruins my whole day or I can't train on it or anything like that. But it's just like, I'm like, nope, no more milk, thanks.
See, I have a cheat day once a week on Friday, so I'll go ham on a whole bunch of shit. But the other week we went out and we went to the ice cream store and we got ice cream. Oh my God, did I feel terrible.
Yeah, I bet you did. You get it at night too, so you just sat there all day?
Oh, it was terrible. Like, I've never rushed to the toilet that fast in my life.
It was a photo finish, was it?
Yeah, like if my underwear were white, they probably could have told a story.
Yeah.
It was
that's the thing, yeah, and that's another thing. Staying away from just any kind of the creams or anything like that. Even just on your sauces and stuff, I find like it all makes a big difference.
Yeah, I don't think I've had cream sauce like Alfredo sauce or anything like that in a really long time. Now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to have it though.
Yeah, that's why like I just started switching all that stuff out with like hummus. Whenever I want like dip or sauce on something, I just take hummus.
Hummus is nice.
Yeah,
I enjoy
it's
nice
good fat
hummus.
for you, and
Yeah.
you can overdo it with hummus, but it's really hard. You have to eat a lot of hummus before you start overdoing it.
Yeah, you'd have to eat like 3 little jars of that shit to overdo it. It's just chickpeas, man.
Yeah,
It's
pretty much.
ground up chickpeas and oil. I kind of follow a keto esque diet. I like the high fats. I like the avocado and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I remember someone was telling me about the keto diet. Like the big thing is that you can't stay keto for like long periods of time. Like you do have to cycle on and off it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I say keto esque because like I don't think I ever hit like ketosis ever. I don't think I've ever hit it. But
Okay.
I like the energy that the high clean fats give me. It's better than a carb in my opinion.
Okay.
That's
Sorry, I'm just walking past some construction right now, so I can hear you a little bit, but
it sounds like a fucking race car. That's what it sounds like.
I think it's our mayor. I think she's installing more bike lanes downtown, so that's been a total fucking success.
All right, so you're back in Victoria. The next step is getting back together with your old coach and reassembling the team.
Yeah, just keep moving forward. Like, that's the thing over the last few years with, like, not just with my success in nationals, but, like, Eric Bazran, who's the 123 champ right now, and then also Robert Cousins. He won at 156 last year. There's a lot more boxing, especially the amateur level going on in BC. So they're doing more trips down to the States and everything like that. So just hope to jump on that.
So the experience with Team Canada was good then. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was better than like other things. Like I'm glad I did it. Like I want to get back there, so just start making that happen.
Okay, so here's what I don't understand. 'Cause I don't understand how this Olympic stuff works. Like, do you have to be a part of that team to go to the Olympics?
No, that's the thing is all that matters for going to the Olympics is qualifying for it, right?
Oh.
And it is getting like harder and harder with each Olympics to qualify. But when it comes down to like the year of 2020, you can like come up that year. You have to win a series of tournaments back to back, like the Olympic qualifiers.
Yeah.
But you can fight your way all the way to the Olympic final, having just turned like amateur and elite that year. It'd be very difficult, but possible. That's all I really need to focus on is nationals next year, and then make a decision about whether I'm going to stick around for the Olympic qualifiers or not.
I would love to see you in the Olympics. That would be fun.
Yeah, like that's still the goal for right now. Is that just have to for right now, just in a transition, and just got to adjust and see if I can still pull it off here. I think I can. One thing I know for sure, I can win nationals again, and then look at the drawing board then.
Well,
Certainly not going to retire.
The key word you used there was if. We're going to change that if to when.
Yeah.
When you pull it off.
That's the thing. Like, the Olympics is very difficult to get to. It doesn't mean I'll be done boxing, but like I said, I might switch and move to turn to pro or something like that. So it's not like boxing is going to happen. I just know exactly what my career forward from this point is.
Yeah. But
I just know it's boxing. It could be pro, could be amateur, could be with Team Canada, could be with something else. Who knows? I know one thing. I'm not going to turn into a kickboxer, but
I'd love to see you in a kickboxing match. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
You used to kickbox, though, right?
Yeah, I've had a few kickboxing fights. Like I trained with Stan Pederek back in the day, same as Gabriel Vargas. So I know a little bit about it, which is I know a little bit is enough to know that I just want to box. Don't need to kick, thanks.
Tell me about Stan, because Stan's a crazy person.
Stan is one of those people, like one of the few people that is like he's just an OG. Like he was fighting for world championships. He was fighting back when it was dangerous to be a fighter. When it was when like gloves weren't safe. He fought over 5 decades. He was one of 4 people or 5 people ever. I can't remember. He got put in the Hall of Fame last year.
Yeah.
For fighting in 5 decades. Like he's been a pro for so long and accomplished so much. and like not just like, but like legitimate kickboxing titles, and like legitimately traveled the world and fought people, and it's nuts.
How old is Stan now?
Oh, that one I don't know. I want to say he's got to be 58, 59.
He's got to be pushing 60, but he can still kick people in the face.
Oh man, and he kicks like a mule too. Like, still so hard. Like when he demos stuff, like every once in a while, like tries to do something funny in front of the class. And I always just feel so bad for that person because if he turns his hips into something, like it's just
not fun.
Nope.
So I think that Stan might be our Canadian version of Chuck Norris.
Oh, it's definitely Canadian Chuck Norris. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to. I'll just stop by the door. I'll have to tell them that. See what they think.
I'd love to get Stan on the podcast one. I bet you he would have some fucking stories.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. I'll talk to him when I see him this week.
Who's the other fellow that's running that Island MMA down there now? What's his name?
Pardon? Bro, I was just walking past another awesome construction truck.
Oh, I just said, who's the fellow that's running Island MMA down there now? I talked to him on the phone not too long ago.
Who was that you talked to on the phone? Now I can hear you.
Oh, the guy, whoever, I asked you who's running Island MMA now, because I know that Pederx and Island MMA kind of teamed up.
Yeah, so Jason Height is still the head coach of Island MMA. He's got he's partnered up with Knockout Fitness out in Langford. So he's kind of got two gyms going right now.
Okay, and then I talked to the manager. I believe it's what's his name, Keith.
Keith's not my manager. He's a good buddy of mine. But what's going on with Keith?
I don't know. I just talked to him on the phone. I thought does he work there? What does he do?
He was the front desk manager and was like running like their admin and everything like that. But now I think he's going to I don't know what he's doing. Something about he's trying to set up like some sort of promotion. I think he wants to do his own fights now or something.
What kind of fights? Like MMA fights?
I have honestly no idea. I've only talked to him once. It was just in passing. So
interesting.
Yeah.
He's
but
a
I know
character.
he's transitioning out of Island MMA. And he's going to go do some other stuff now.
That
he doesn't want to sell he just doesn't want to sell memberships anymore. He wants to get I think he wants to get a little bit more like hands dirty in the fight game.
He had something to do with promoting or working for the Jason Height and what's his name, Darren had
in the Armageddon fight, in AFC, yeah.
What did he do there?
He did a bit of commentating there.
Okay, he's a character.
And he was also an announcer.
Is that what it was? Because he's always dressed to the nines in like these little gangster suits. It was funny.
Yeah, he always looks good for those events. Yeah, he was doing the ring announcing, and then he was doing commentating too.
Well, good for him. I can't remember if he ever fought.
He fought. I think he's had one amateur fight. He fought in one of those tough man competitions.
Oh yeah.
Nanaimo.
Oh, I remember those things. Those things were hilarious.
Yeah, he just threw bombs. It was a great fight.
Well, Brian, I'm going to get you out of here. Thanks for taking the call on the fly. You're walking.
Yeah.
Heading
to my lunch date.
Where can the people find you on the internets?
On the internet, so you can find me all over your guys' Instagram or Bryan Colwell Boxing on both Facebook and Instagram. It's pretty much the only two platforms I'm on. A little bit of Snapchat, but not really on there. And you can find me cheering Braidwood out into a knockout victory this weekend against Keene.
It's exactly what's going to happen. I predict before round 6.
Oh, he's going to rip him in half like Thanos style.
All right, so we're going to get the fuck out of here. Again, guys, the podcast was brought to you by Buds and Leaves. It's www.budsandleaves.com. Box Runner Shoes, www.boxrunnershoes.com. And Monster Headphones, it's www.monsterstore.com. Hit them up and get some good stuff. We don't fuck around with the people on the show who support the show. We don't take bums, so hit all those guys up. But again, guys, there's Bryan Colwell, 2-time national champion, and now kind of a lone wolf, a free agent.
Yeah, it's kind of out there in the cold. but still got the Boogeyman Army, so it'll be all right.
That's true. All right, we'll catch you guys Thursday. Peace.